Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is SAP Analytics for Cloud Learning series. Today this video will be the extension of what we learned in our previous video. Currently we are going through the topic validation rules in SAC. We already learned, how you can enable the validation rules in model, then how you can create a validation rule with the members. Now in this video, I will be creating the second type of a validation rule, that is create a rule with the existing attributes. Okay. And like I would request, please check the channel post also, because every day I post some new quiz where I post the questions related to SAC. Some of the questions you may find in the SAP's, you can say, sample questions, or some SAP's internal training questions. So those questions are very interesting, and it will brush up and challenge your knowledge. It will just clear your theoretical core concepts. So please check out the post also, try to answer the questions. Now let's continue with the today's video. So as you can see, I have just logged into the tenant, and I am just using the model which we created in our previous video only. In that, we already enabled the validation rule, and we also created one validation rule with the members, with the scenario, company, and location. Now today, again, in the workspace, I selected validation rules. Then I'll click on the plus icon, create with members. We already did it. Now today we will go with create with existing attributes. I will check that. So once you create that, now I have to add the dimension. Now here I am not able to add a dimension. This is grayed out because it is throwing, the notification that you cannot you cannot choose any dimensions as none of them have attributes maintained. What does that mean is, whatever dimensions I have in model, they don't have any custom attributes in it. Okay. So use this rule. You must have some custom attributes created within your dimensions. Okay. So first then I have to create the attributes. So I'll just cancel this. I'll go to the model structure, and I will, just look at the dimensions I have. So suppose I have D country, D company, and GL account. So in the GL account also, I don't have any custom attribute. These are all system generated attributes. Okay. And when you are working on a validation rules, we already learned it in previous video. System generated attributes or property we cannot use in the validation rule. So GL account, no use case. Then company. In the company also, like currency, country, and location. Location attribute is something, it's like one of the property, the system property, uh, with geo coordinates. So that's why even this can't be used, and this doesn't have any IDs also. Okay. So that's why this property is also we are not able to use. Then again, I'll go to the D company. Sorry, D company we already checked. I guess D country. In D country also, we just added the country, state, and city property, but no other attribute we have. So now we must add a attribute to our existing dimensions. Okay. Then we have department and cost center. So today I have come up with a scenario that as for every company, there will be a few cost centers, you can say, allocated, and against each company, like cost center 1 should belong to company 1, cost center 2 should belong to company 4. So that mapping, okay? So whenever I'm inputting data, I shouldn't be able to input against any cost center, for any company, because these companies are uh, have a location in the different geographical areas. Like there is a company in the Sweden, and obviously it cannot enter against a cost center which is created in America. Obviously, they must have their own different cost centers. So this scenario we will consider today. Now, in my model, I added this cost center as a normal dimension. So when you click on add dimension, so either you add a new dimension table, then you add an existing dimension table. Then I selected don't add any dimension table. So it's just a normal ID and description property added. No dimension table was created, okay? So if you want to create any attributes and use that into validation rule, that dimension must be a dimension table. So that's why it is very important for the existing this cost center. I must convert it into the generic dimension table. Okay. So then what I'll do is I'll select the dimension three dots and then generate dimension table. So this will, generate the table for me. Okay. So now this cost center table is created, in the model. Then I can maintain, the member ID description and master data here. Okay. I'll just copy some master data from the other use case and paste this. So now I created, this cost center master data. Okay. I'll just save my model and then I'll create few more cost centers that I require. Now I need a property to do the mapping, okay, which cost center belong to which company, okay. Then I'll go to the dimension table, I'll create a property. So this will be normal uh, text property, com code, okay, company, and I'll just create a text length you can maintain. This is a really good in terms of memory saving. Usually by default it is 256, but if that field is not going to have that many characters, then you can just put some lesser, you know, uh, lesser value here. So I'll just you can decrease it. So this is a very good practice if you maintain the lengths correctly. It helps in optimizing the memory of the tenant also. Okay, I'll just create here. Then I create a company, attribute. Now I have to maintain a company code against each cost center that this cost center belongs to that company. Then uh, I must open the D company public dimension table and I will look, I'll get the company IDs. So suppose just copy this, and so CC1 belongs to any randomly you can also put, like CC1 belongs to company 100 and CC2. Then again CC11 again belongs to 1000, the first company. CC12 supposed to 2000. Then I will add a one more cost center and let it belong to 2000. Okay. So now I have mapping that each cost center belongs to that company. I haven't created any validation rule yet. I'm just maintaining a attribute first. So if I create a story top of this model and I add any company and cost center and I enable the unbooked data, Then the system will allow me to input against any cost center, many to many combination, because there is no any validation rule yet. Okay. So now let's maintain this attribute com code against cost center. Now it's saved. Now again we'll go back. Again go back to the validation rules. Now I'll again add create with existing attributes. Now this is enabled. I will select the reference dimension cost center. Then from here I will select how the mapping will work. Okay. So now from the cost center, I have to select which property. Okay, my company property, and match to be the which dimension. Obviously the D company dimension. So whatever attribute company value maintained in the cost center will be matched with the D company dimension, and that combination will be allowed to input the data. Okay, so this is how this attribute mapping works. Okay, I'll click OK. And if you have many more other match dimensions, now in cost center I added company code attribute. If you in relation database, like if you worked on any star schema or snowflake schema in relational database, we have the concept of foreign key. Like we have a employee master data where we maintain all the employee records, and then we have other department tables, and other salary table or any other table. Then in the employee master main table, what we do is we add department ID as a foreign key. So this is also the same concept here. What I did is, like, D company is my one table where I'm maintaining the company, the description and everything. Then this member ID I added a as a foreign key in my cost center table. you know so like this cost center then belongs to this company. So this is nothing but if in terms of relational database, a foreign key concept. Okay. And then if you have any other match dimension, like there might be profit center also, and you have a profit center, the public dimension table, then you can add that profit center property in your cost center also. Or there might be any other department property. So it might be any property you can add. And it allows only combination of the three dimensions only, and you can add one more also. And I'll just name this rule, that rule existing attribute. Okay, activate the rule, save. Okay, and I'll just go back to the story. Okay, I'll just open the story. In this story I have created another page. For the validation rule with the existing attributes. Okay, so now in this role I have selected the company and the cost center. I already enabled the editable cells, differentiating color, and reason for the unplanned data, which I already showed you how you can use this features to make your planning more, you can say, user friendly for the planners. Okay, so I already did that. Now the rule is active on my table. Okay, and I'll just D company, I will select both ID and description. I'll save my story. So, and I'll go back to the my rule, and I'll just deactivate the rule, and I'll save. Now again I'll go back to my story. Let's try to refresh. If okay, so now I deactivated my rule. Okay, when I deactivate my rule, that means for each company I can edit against each cost center. Like how whatever master data you maintain against cost center, like there are 13 cost centers. Then for each company, I will be, I'll go to the view, page 2. So I'm able to, input against CC1 also, CC10 also, CC11 also, CC12 also, CC13 also. So for company 2000, I can edit against all the cost center because there is no any rule active as of now. So the validation rules with existing attributes, when we activate that rule, that means, okay, against company 2, whichever cost centers are mapped, only those will be editable for me. Okay. So I'll go back to the rule again. So now CC1 is, only mapped to company 1000. I'll just activate the rule. I'll save this. I will go back to my story, refresh again, and view page 2. Now you can see earlier every cell was editable. Now there are, few selected cells which are editable for me. So for cost center CC12, CC13 and CC2 only is editable for the 2000 company. Let's see our validation rule mapping. 2000 is where CC12, CC13 and CC2. Okay, and if I try to, I'll just close this one. And if I try to, edit against any other cell, obviously you will get that notification like you cannot enter the data in this cell due to a validation rule defined for the underlying data model. It will say this is locked by a validation rule. Okay. And if I try to enter against CC12, I can edit the value. I can enter the value and publish. I will be able to publish the data. So this is the second type of the rule with existing attributes. I would say try to use this rule more often in your solution design because this is more, you can say, reliable uh, and concrete. Because why I will tell you, if suppose your master data is, you're importing master data from S4 systems or any other third-party systems, and they have this mapping already maintained in the system, which cost center will belong to which profit center or which company, and you can use that mapping within your SAC because this is no any like hard coding. For demo purpose, I did the hard coding, but you can load the cost center attribute that we maintained here. I'll go to the model structure again. And I'll go to the cost center dimension table. This company attribute, if you can maintain, load this via any external system. So this is a dynamic. If in the background, anything changes, master data, like for example, this cost center CC1 now belongs to company 9000. Then this will, automatically load it into your system. You don't have to, manually change or maintain any value. With the first rule, with the members, you are just, manually adding the members and hard coding the values. With the attributes, and even if I am maintaining the attributes in SAC also, I'll just change the mapping in the attribute. My validation rules are automatically updated, and stories also, dynamically reflect the change. I don't have to do any maintenance for the story or for the validation rule. And if this attribute is being imported from any other third party system, then it's all dynamic. Whatever latest changes are done in the system, that will be reflected soon. No human intervention will be here. There is a chance of a human error if I do the mapping wrong. So This is how with the attribute property, it's more concrete, reliable, and performance wise, optimization wise, it's a good property. Okay. That's all for this tutorial. So I guess we already covered a lot of things about the validation rules, how you can achieve this, implement this feature in SAC, to prevent the unwanted data entry from the planners. They are well aware, what to input, what not, where not to input, and if they are not aware, the system will prevent this by imposing the locks. So this is kind of a one step security that you add using this feature. And if you like this content, please subscribe to my channel. Please share this videos with your professional community, because I hope you see the efforts I put in creating this content, the ideas, the business use case, then designing everything, and then recording this video. So just appreciate the efforts. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. You will see the next video, coming soon. Stay tuned. Thank you.